Breaking news! Miami Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel has just heated things up behind the scenes. All of this is due to a fundamental change in the team's defensive approach, centered on the integration of cornerback Jalen Ramsey. Don't worry, I'll tell you about it in a moment. But first, make sure you've already hit the like button if you dream of seeing the Miami Dolphins reach the Super Bowl once again. The last time we reached the Super Bowl was in 1985. Man, it's been a long time. In your opinion, what do the Dolphins need to do to get there once again? Write in the comments. Now let's talk about Jalen Ramsey. Everyone saw that in the game against the New England Patriots, Ramsey's presence on the field was notably felt, delivering a performance that showed that he is not only back, but totally ready to make a significant impact. Ramsey, who was acquired with high expectations, has proven that even after recovering from a complex meniscus injury, he is a game-changer for the Dolphins' secondary. On Sunday, Ramsey's performance was nothing short of impressive, grabbing his first interception of the season, a play that highlighted his instincts and athleticism. Fans witnessed Ramsey move with confidence and precision, showing that he has quickly adapted back into the flow of Miami's defense. Coach McDaniel praised his physical and mental resilience, acknowledging that while Ramsey's return timetable was initially conservative, his dedication and intense rehab regimen got him back in the game faster than anticipated. The Dolphins head coach has repeatedly emphasized the potential of the defensive unit this season, and Ramsey's return solidifies Miami's secondary as one of the most formidable in the league. But it's not just about Ramsey's return. This moment represents a broader shift in Miami's defensive culture. With Vic Fangio leading the way as defensive coordinator, the Dolphins' defense has evolved, adopting a system that allows Ramsey and other players to utilize their strengths more strategically. Fangio's defensive schemes have been crucial in allowing the secondary to operate with greater flexibility, making it challenging for opposing quarterbacks to find rhythm. The combination of Fangio's vision and Ramsey's versatility has elevated Miami's defense, complementing an already explosive offense led by Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. Ramsey's influence also extends beyond his on-field stats. As a veteran presence, he's been vocal about his eagerness to mentor younger players, emphasizing teamwork and communication, elements critical to the team's cohesion. Ramsey's locker room presence brings an added layer of depth and experience, creating a ripple effect that boosts the morale and focus of his teammates. For the younger players in Miami's secondary, having a mentor with Ramsey's expertise is invaluable, especially as they face high-caliber offenses in the AFC. As the Dolphins prepare for tougher opponents in the upcoming weeks, Ramsey's return could not have come at a better time. The defensive upgrades under Fangio are designed to withstand the high-stakes plays that elite teams will throw at them, and Ramsey's unique skill set aligns perfectly with this strategy. This move signifies the Dolphins' commitment to not just making it to the playoffs, but advancing deep into the postseason. With Ramsey back, the team's chemistry is set to grow even stronger, blending his defensive prowess with an already dynamic roster.
It's a thrilling time for Dolphins fans, as Ramsey's comeback adds another layer to a season that's already been full of highs. With each week, Miami is proving they're more than capable of handling the competition, and Ramsey's return is a reminder of just how formidable this team can be when operating at full capacity. His comeback isn't just a boost for the defense, but a statement of Miami's overall ambitions. Now, it's over to you, Dolphins fans. What do you think of Jalen Ramsey's first game back? How do you feel about the defense under Fangio's system? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive into what this means for Miami's journey this season. Let's dive right in, as some surprising moves and injuries could shake things up this week. First, you might have seen that the Baltimore Ravens just acquired wide receiver Von Johnson from the Carolina Panthers. It's a key move for Baltimore, giving their offense another weapon, which could make them even more challenging for teams like the Dolphins to face down the line. But that's not the only notable transaction. We also saw some shifting among offensive linemen across the league, with teams adjusting as they prepare for the grueling weeks ahead. Moves like these hint that teams are getting serious about making playoff runs and addressing any weaknesses right now. Moving into the games this week, let's start with the Houston Texans visiting the New York Jets. Injuries have hit the Texans' receivers hard, but despite that, the Texans are still favored, with key players like Stephon Diggs out for the Jets due to a season-ending injury. With Houston's offense banged up, some fans may wonder if the Jets have any shot at securing this game. However, the Texans look likely to come out strong, even if it's not a blowout. We've seen the Jets falter repeatedly against the Patriots, Vikings, and Broncos, and without major lineup changes, their chances seem slim. Then, we have the New England Patriots facing the Tennessee Titans. Quarterback Drake May is out with a concussion, which may be why the Patriots are slightly favored. Tennessee, however, has been struggling on both sides of the ball, and while the Patriots have faced plenty of challenges themselves, they look like the better pick here. Expect this to be a close match, possibly hinging on turnovers, as both teams battle to stay relevant in the standings. For our AFC East rivals, the Miami Dolphins, they're heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills in what looks like one of the tougher matchups of the week. The Bills are favored by 6.5 points, and looking at their performance, they seem to have a solid edge here. Buffalo's defense has been incredible, especially after holding the Arizona Cardinals to a minimal second-half showing last week. While the Dolphins' offense has been explosive, they've struggled to put together complete games against tougher defenses. So if Miami's defense can't rise to the occasion, Buffalo could dominate this matchup. But as always, there's a chance Miami could pull off a surprise upset, and if they do, Dolphins fans, I'll be the first to admit I underestimated them. In another anticipated game, the Dallas Cowboys are taking on the Atlanta Falcons, who are coming in as slight favorites. Dallas has shown inconsistency, especially with turnovers hurting them. Atlanta's defense, on the other hand, has been solid, which could give them an advantage in what's expected to be a competitive game. However, many believe the Cowboys have a good chance to bounce back if Dak Prescott can clean up his throws. Similarly, the Ravens are set to take on the Denver Broncos, with the Ravens heavily favored. However, the Broncos' defense is no joke, so this might not be as lopsided as the odds suggest. Then, in a big showdown, the Kansas City Chiefs face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with Kansas City favored by 9 points. This season, Patrick Mahomes has been relying more on his defense, as his offensive play has cooled down. Tampa Bay's Baker Mayfield is without two top receivers, but has still been finding ways to keep his team competitive. This could be closer than expected, with Tampa potentially staying within the 9-point spread. Finally, let's look at the Chicago Bears against the Arizona Cardinals, a matchup between two teams in very different circumstances. The Bears' defense has been a bright spot, but their offense has struggled to keep up. The Cardinals have managed a winning record in a competitive division and are tied at the top. Kyler Murray's playmaking ability will be a big factor, and the Bears' defense will need to work hard to contain him. So Dolphins fans, there's a lot to keep an eye on, not just with our team, but around the league as well. What are your predictions for Week 9? Do you think the Dolphins can surprise us in Buffalo? And what other matchups are you excited about? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm eager to hear what you all think about this week's lineup and how it could impact the rest of the season.